Microsoft just retired 7 certifications in a single announcement. 3 of them are dead within the next 90 days. If you hold AZ-500, AI-102, DP-100, or AZ-204, this video is for you. Same if you are midway through studying for any of them. In the next 10 minutes, I will tell you exactly which exams are retiring and when, what replaces them, and what to do based on where you stand right now. Stick around to the end, because the last section is the one most channels are getting wrong, the question of whether you should rush the old exam or wait for the new one. Let me set the scene. Back in March 2026, Microsoft published a Skills Hub blog post. Quietly, in among the marketing copy about agentic AI and Copilot, they slipped in a retirement table. 7 role-based certifications gone before the end of 2026, replaced with new exams built around artificial intelligence. This is the biggest Microsoft Cert shakeup since they killed the MCSA and MCSE tracks back in 2020. And almost nobody is talking about it clearly. So let me give you the clean version. Picture your certification portfolio like a parking garage. For years, Microsoft kept the same parking spaces, the same numbers on the walls. You pulled into space AZ-500, you knew what you were getting. Now imagine the whole garage has been rebuilt overnight. Same building, same purpose, but every space has been renumbered, and the signs at the entrance now say AI something instead of AZ something. Your car is still on your transcript, parked exactly where you left it. But if anyone asks for directions tomorrow, the address has changed. That is the mental model. Existing certifications you have already earned stay valid until they expire. Nothing on your resume disappears. But the exams themselves are being phased out, and the replacements are not free upgrades. So which exams are dying, and when? Let me walk you through the 7 retirements, fastest deadline first. First, DP-100, the Azure Data Scientist Associate. This one retires on the 1st of June 2026. That is about 2 weeks away from when I am recording this. The replacement is AI-300, the Machine Learning Operations Engineer Associate. AI-300 is already in beta. The scope has shifted from pure data science into ML ops, with much heavier coverage of pipelines, infrastructure as code, observability, and drift detection. Second, AI-102, the Azure AI Engineer Associate, retires 30th of June 2026. The replacement is AI-103, the Azure AI App and Agent Developer Associate. The big change here is agents. AI-103 covers Azure AI Foundry, prompt engineering, retrieval augmented generation, function calling, and orchestration of autonomous agents. If you have been studying AI-102 for the last 6 months, I have some bad news. About 40% of what you learned is now ornamental. AZ-204, the Azure Developer Associate, retires 31st of July 2026. The replacement is AI-200, the Azure AI Cloud Developer Associate. Yes, you read that right. The general Azure developer track has been folded into an AI-focused exam. If you are a backend developer who wanted to certify pure Azure dev skills, that path no longer exists in isolation. Fourth, AZ-500, the Azure Security Engineer Associate. This is the big one for security professionals. Retires 31st of August, 2026. The replacement is SC-500, the Cloud and AI Security Engineer Associate. I covered SC-500 in detail in another video on this channel, link in the description. The short version, AZ-500, plus an entire new domain on securing AI workloads, prompt injection defense, model supply chain, and AI governance through Microsoft Purview. Quick breather. Halfway through the list. Take a sip of coffee, then we will keep moving. Fifth, AZ-800 and AZ-801, the Windows Server Hybrid Administrator track. These two are being merged into a single exam, AZ-802, in September 2026. Same certification, half the test fees. This is actually good news, possibly the only good news in the whole announcement. Sixth, NB-280, the Dynamics 365 Sales Functional Consultant exam. Retires later in 2026. Replaced by AB-210, the Dynamics 365 Sales AI Consultant Associate. Niche audience, but worth flagging if you are in the Dynamics space. And seventh, PL-200, the Power Platform Functional Consultant. Retires 31st of August 2026. Replaced by AB-410, the Intelligent Applications Builder Associate. Again, a heavy AI rewrite. That is the 7. So what does this actually mean for you? It depends on which group you fall into. 3 groups, and the right move is different for each. Group 1. You already hold the retiring certification. Good news. Your certification stays on your Microsoft Learn transcript until it expires. You can keep using it on your resume. If you are within the renewal window, and the renewal window opens 6 months before your expiry, do the free renewal assessment on Microsoft Learn now, before the retirement date. If you miss that window, the assessment itself retires alongside the exam, and you cannot bring the cert back from the dead. Group 2. You are mid-study, halfway through your prep. This is the tough one. The honest answer is, look at your calendar. If you can realistically pass the retiring exam before its retirement date, do it. 3 years of validity from one of the most respected security or developer certifications in the industry is worth shipping for. But if you are more than a month or 2 of study away from being exam ready, switch tracks now. Pivot to the replacement exam. Beta access usually carries a steep discount, and being among the first holders of the new credential carries real weight in hiring. Group 3. You have not started yet. Skip the dying exam. Microsoft will not be updating study materials for retiring exams from this point onward. So anything you study now is already dated. Now the question most channels are skipping. Should you actually rush? Here is where I want to push back on the panic narrative. Yes, the dates are real. Yes, 3 exams are gone before the end of summer. But chasing a soon-to-retire exam just to add a line to your CV is not always the smart play. Let me show you my thinking. If the retiring exam matches your current role, and your employer values it, rush it. The 3-year validity carries real weight, and the credential will still get you interviews well into 2028. Real example. If you are an Azure security engineer right now, sitting AZ-500 in July gives you a recognized badge until 2029. By the time it expires, SC-500 will be the established standard. But if the retiring exam was never really on your roadmap, if you are just chasing it because the deadline panic feels productive, stop. That energy is better spent on the replacement, which will be in your hiring market for the next 5 years, not the next 3. Permission to not have a perfect answer here yet. This is genuinely a judgment call that depends on your role, your employer, and your career direction. Sit with it for a day before you commit. Let me give you the sharpened version one more time. 7 Microsoft certifications are retiring across summer and autumn 2026. DP-100 first, then AI-102, then AZ-204, then AZ-500. After that comes the server merger, then the Dynamics and Power Platform tracks. If you already hold one, renew while you still can. If you are mid-study, look at the calendar and decide ruthlessly. If you have not started, skip the corpse and study the replacement. Do not rush an exam onto your CV just because Microsoft is forcing your hand. That is the practical playbook. If this was useful, hit subscribe. We publish certification videos every week, designed to save you time, money, and second guessing. And for everything Microsoft security, head to CertCrush.app. That is CertCrush.app. You will find practice exams, study guides, and flashcards for SC-500, plus the rest of the active Microsoft security catalog. Thanks for watching. Pick the right exam, study smart, and I will see you in the next video.